I think we are on live. So let me start sharing. Hello, everybody. How are you? We are on live. Hold on. So How are you, everybody? I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. ¿Cómo están todos? Hoy es el Día Internacional de la Mujer. Today is International Women's Day, and we need to celebrate this. And I brought somebody super special to me that I want you to meet because she is amazing. And before she comes here, I have to read here her bio because, oh my goodness, this woman, I met her in the Les Brown Power Voice, and wow, my gosh, she has power. But she is Khadijah Tou Tou. Let me bring her because you know what? She's gonna be right here with me right now. Okay, hold on. So let's put it together. Hey, amiga, how are you?
Hey, amiga.
She's so cute. I love you, girl.
Happy
You're amazing.
International Women's Day. It's our day. It's like our birthday. It's like our
Exactly.
birthday.
Exactly. Okay, so before that, amiga, let's go and share to our platforms. So
Let's do it.
okay, hold on. So we are going to be everywhere.
Let's do it. Yes, I can see you. I can see you. Watch live. International Women's Day. It's our day. It's like
Okay, amiga, this is amazing.
share now.
Share on my other page. Creations, and boom, we are everywhere.
We are.
Okay.
We doing it. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We just started. It's the GG Factor. It's fresh.
We just
It's
started the party.
Yes.
Hey,
Hola. Hola. Arlet.
Okay, the girls, the chicas started coming. Let's share this, Sharon. Like it and share it, like Les Brown says. Like it and share it, like it and share it.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. So we're gonna start this amazing podcast. Today we have Khadijah Tou Tou, and I'm going to tell you something about this amazing woman. She's a highly salt. That's how you say it, right? High salt. Okay. After certified Les Brown motivational speaker, podcast host in Trans U that I was recently, and it's amazing. You guys have to check it out. She is an author or My Thoughts Are Dangerous, culture empowerment, mindset coach, and international educator. She is most known for bringing cultural awareness to social connections. She has worked over 30K, you're right, 30K people worldwide. Girl, this is amazing. Teaching concept driven prospectus and providing the tools to accept international mindedness. She has 21 years of experience in education, specializing in early literacy instructions. She was just teaching me something, so this is super amazing. Hi, everybody. And where she accelerates student progress and takes them from no knowledge of English language to reading in less than 9 months, and continues to be a voice for those in communities and environments whose perspectives are not heard. I love it. Coming all the way from Virginia, USA, she joined us right now, global stage. Amiga, I'm so happy and grateful now that you're here with me and sharing today, because it's a special day for all of us women that we like to support each other, that like to empower everybody, right? Because we are being called. This is our call, and we are doing what is being said. We have to use our voices to help others. So hi, everybody, like it and share this video because it's super amazing. And so I'm going to, well, you know, I gave you an amazing introduction, baby, because you are amazing. But tell us more a little bit about your story, amiga. What made you You.
What made me me? Wow, that's a deep question. I don't know. It goes way back, but I would say there are several points in my life where it made me, molded me into who I am. So I'll start with the first two things. So the first thing that really helped me to emerge and become who I am is when I was younger. I've always been a bigger girl, right? I've always been a bigger girl. And then when I became a woman, it's got the same kind of thing. And I told myself I would never lose. I wanted to run for it was like in elementary school. It's crazy how far back it goes, but it was like in elementary school. And, I wanted to be president. And I didn't have the confidence. I was like, no, I don't want to be. And I ran anyway and I lost. And I told myself that's the last time I'm ever losing anything. And so anytime I went into competitions, I realized it was more of a popularity contest versus based on it is about who you are, but it's also about connections. So I think I learned networking at a very early age. And then I realized, we have all these different beauty standards. And really, for women, I don't think it matters. I think it's about who you are and the confidence that you display. And so I started, going into different competitions where I was speaking, and I would be I would be the heaviest one on the stage, but I'd always win. And I beat these women out. And it was in high school, I beat them out. It was in college, I beat them out. And I learned something super important. And it was oh, I don't have to be a size zero to be beautiful. I don't have to be a size zero to literally beat all of these women in this competition. I just have to be me. I have to be really, really good at being myself. So, and I realized then the more that I would kill these competitions because I would win Miss Congeniality, which is best personality on the squad,
Mhm.
right? I would win Miss Talent, which was you're telling I'm a singer. I would win the actual competition. So I'd always walk home with three different trophies all the time in any competition. But it wasn't because of I had the best dress or but I was very good at, when it came to speaking time, it came to even putting on a bathing suit, I would make it so much fun because yeah, I was the biggest one. But please believe, I was making the audience laugh because I knew I was twice the size of half these women. So I was I would get on stage and I'd be like, I know you see these curves. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? And I would just embrace it. And it was of course, I always exercise and all these things, but it made me quickly realize I can be confident. I am the beauty standard, and my personality shines through. And either you're gonna love me for it or you're not. That was the first thing. So that taught me really my confidence. The second thing was when I went to China. So this kind of gets into my career of what I do now and why I call myself a cultural empowerment mindset coach. Is when I went to China, I, that was, I didn't realize that the world had not been exposed to people of my skin color, right?
Exactly. I wanted to ask you, because when I heard your story and I was like, wow, this is crazy, right? And I want you to tell about the chocolate part because I was like this is funny, but at the end of the day, it's like the mentality of other people, right? Like
Yeah.
like they don't teach culture, or it's like, like you said, it's not being exposed like that. And this is crazy, like to me, it's funny, but
Yeah.
keep going.
So, okay, so one of the things about America and what makes America so beautiful is that we have people from all over the world. So we're exposed to every culture, whether it's the Colombian culture, or whether it's the Guatemalan culture, or whether it's the Mexican culture. There's a difference between what we were talking about, the different Latin communities, right? And then same with there's Italians, there's French. So we can look at each other and kind of see there's a difference, right? I can tell the difference between maybe someone who's Chinese, someone who's Korean, someone who's Vietnamese, just either by their last name or by, I went to school with these people, right? So culture for me and seeing different faces is nothing. But what I realized was when I would go to other countries is that everyone looks the same. So there's this homogenous look, right? And so what you run into, and this is why when people talk about America and they're like, America is this, America's that, I'm like, shh, be quiet, don't talk about my country. And it's two things, like I can have an issue with my country, but you can't, because your country doesn't have as many variety as what we have here. So of course, if the United Nations can't get along, what makes you think that America's going to be able to get along? When America gets along, the United Nations will get along. Because at the end of the day, we are this amazing, beautiful experiment. Basically, everyone is here, no matter how they got here. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about how we got here, how anybody got here, but we're all here together. And it's a matter of like, how do we deal with that? So, like going to China, for example, the borders haven't been open that long. You know what I mean? And so they're used to only seeing each other. So, now you have a bunch of foreigners and they're all like, like when I would walk there, they would be like, Obama, Obama. And like, when Obama first,
Really, amiga?
oh
Wow.
yeah, they would be like, Obama. Like, and that's how I knew it was a huge difference between when Trump was president, when Obama was president, because, like you get this huge, they called him Obama. Like, Mao was their chairman. So they would call him
Okay.
Obama, have him in a Chinese hat, like with everything, like they loved Obama. Okay. So
Mhm.
like that was one of the things. So when they would see me, like they never have women in China are very thin, right? So when
Mhm.
I go there, like I'm bigger and I have, I got certain hips, you got that little booty, you know what I'm saying? You got the chest,
Exactly, exactly.
and when they saw it, they were like,
What?
whoa.
Do we have
So
it?
like, and the kids, the children, they would, like they thought they didn't know. Like either A, they would be scared because at that time I had my afro. So it was just huge and out, or I wear different braids, but they really didn't understand it. And so the children they would call me a monster. They would like
Hi.
come up to me and they'd be rubbing my face. And like one child, like the one you're talking about, one child like just licked my entire face. And I was like, what are you doing? And they were like, chocolate, chocolate. And I was like, no, I'm not chocolate. Who told you I was chocolate? And they were like, my grandma said you were chocolate.
Really,
So,
amiga?
so I'm not sure if I'm sure the grandparents didn't think that,
Yeah, but
but it was just a way to explain to,
yeah,
because it's
definitely.
difficult for them to explain to children. And sometimes, if we're getting really honest, sometimes I would have parents see my picture or see me and be like, we don't want her as the teacher because she's black.
Yeah.
And
Um,
and it was okay because what I realized was once they got to know me, I was a very highly requested teacher. But when they
exactly.
didn't know me, it was just like, nah, we don't know her. We ain't never seen those kind of people, and for a long, even my students, they were like, there's black people in America. And I'm like, wait a minute, why don't you? And it to me, like it goes to show like what America advertises. And
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
because if you don't know that there's people of different cultures, then it's not about me. It's about how America's
Oh,
portraying itself. So then I'm thinking too, I'm like, okay, so the NBA, like Kobe, all these
exactly.
Stephen Curry, all of
Michael
them.
Jordan.
So where do you think that they're from? They were like America. And I'm like, so you think they're the only Americans in America, including Obama? Like I'm like, but Obama's, and they were like, yeah, but we didn't know like there was, a lot of it. So then I would have to teach them different history and like and
Okay.
it just became like that's where I started becoming a culture empowerment mindset coach
Okay.
because I literally had to dispel everything. Like, amiga, I held a class where I was teaching them about Mexico and how to make guacamole. Like they had never had, like salsa. And I'm like sitting here showing them the flag and the Incans and the Mayans. And I'm like, like this is the stuff. And they're
Ah,
like, whoa, like they had never heard of it before. And I realized there's a huge gap in the international education because what they see what these other European teachers, Western teachers who are white, are teaching them, which is their own history. So they're not learning about, like they're
Mhm.
not learning the truth. They're learning what continues to get projected. And so what I would do is I would walk in and I'd be like, nope, they're not learning that. They're learning this, this, and this. And I would purposely like teach them about, like different explorers and like Sacagawea, or, they wanted Lewis and Clark. And I was like, nah, they don't learn about Sacagawea. They need to learn about women. They need to learn about, people who aren't the narrative. Like we're done with that and we're in control, and as educators it's up to us. So that's a long answer, but yeah, that kind of started my
No, but
journey.
that's amazing. Hi, Rosa. She's saying hi to us.
Hey Rosa.
Wow, girl, but this impact me so much because you know when I came here to study English, and well, as you like everybody maybe knows, but now, well, not, maybe not everybody, but you are going to start knowing me more and knowing everybody. I'm a chemist. I'm almost, a chemist. Like I have a bachelor's in chemical engineering, and but I had to learn English first.
Yeah.
So when I went to learn English, I saw so many people, amiga. It was amazing. I remember it was somebody from she was from Arabic. She Another one was from Turkey, Italian. It was so many different people that it was amazing to know more about it. How you say how are you? I always ask so many things. So I was like, how you say this, how you say that, what you guys eat, what you guys, what you guys drink, whatever. And it's a beauty, but now like listening to you is like not everybody gets this precious treasure that we have, right? That is amazing cultures that we can learn from each other. And as we learn more, we learn to help each other, because at the end of the day we're here in this world, in the same world, but we have to, like right now that we have internet, we have Zoom, we have so many platforms, we have, just like you're doing, just empowering the cultural stuff. Because look at the little kids, you're a teacher, you were, trying, well, not trying, you were teaching, and they were like amazed by all these. And wow, girl, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. So basically, you're saying that when that happens, when you went to China, that was the turning point for you to become like everything that you are right now, right?
Yeah, so what got me into self-development was
Executive
that,
development.
as well as like I went through a spell with men, you know what I mean? And I had to get my heart broken a little too many times, a little bit too many times. And when I was going through that, I got really depressed, and I ended up learning about like law of attraction, reading Ask and It's Given. I had a friend, his girlfriend was like, "Hey, have you ever read, do you know about law of attraction?" And I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "You don't know what that is?" And I'm like, "Girl, I don't know what you're talking about." And like when I opened that book, it changed my life. I ended up doing a lot of, there's like an activity session
Mhm.
that teaches you how to master your emotions basically and control your vibration essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
And so there was different activities. So I started doing those activities and I came back to myself. And that was what got me onto the self-development journey. And then when I came back here, I'm not back here by my choice. This was God's choice. Like,
yeah.
it just happened to be that I happened to be here for 2 weeks. I only came here for 2 weeks. I was supposed to be in South Africa, but my sister
Wow.
had my niece and got pregnant. I was like, oh, I'm not missing this. So I'm gonna come home for
Okay.
2 weeks and then I'm leaving and I'm going to South Africa. Well, COVID happened and I ended up staying here. And then now I'm doing this because I was like, you know what? I don't think I have to be there in a different capacity because there's too much experience, there's too much knowledge, there's too much to impact versus like just sitting in a classroom all day. And like, shout out to the teachers because it's tough. And administration doesn't really listen to teachers, if we're being quite honest. Like they do what they want to do and they don't listen to the teachers. And like even if they do, they don't really understand, from a teacher's perspective, because some of the people, especially in the higher ranks, some of them never been in a classroom before. And so they're making these laws and these rules about things that they've never done.
Wow, girl. Yeah. And like, and I always, well, my mom is a psychologist, but she's a teacher. She has to teach, And something that you mentioned over there is like, they don't really pay attention on what they like, the real, let's say, problem or issue with the kids, what they really have to learn. Because to be honest, amiga, I have never in my life, well, maybe in modeling, but not really, learned self development. I
Mhm.
remember when I started modeling at the age of 4 and I started dancing, I was shy, kind of, and they said, "No, you have to hold your head up." That's how I got all these, like about my crown and all these things. You have to hold your head up because when I was walking through the, to the runway, I was like, "Oh my god, no, 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 just be confident, this and that." But it was just something that they will give you like that, but not like for example, the books and everything. And it's amazing how, let's say, God put us together to empower others. And today we're going to talk about women empowerment because I took a class in college called women's development. I don't remember exactly, but it was like how we are being treated as women in
Mhm.
different cultures. So some cultures they they just they don't let to the women talk or anything, and some others like we are just us, but
Yeah.
and it's so amazing that we are doing this. And so many people right now, well, not a lot of people, but I think the people that are doing this right now, that are a voice of hope for others. Shout out to everybody, because now more than any times in our lives, now with the pandemic, people are suffering from depression and
Mhm.
they like self-esteem, all these things that just by a book, just like you, for example, okay, let me start reading a book, let me start, investing time on myself, because we forget about all these things. And I said this because when I started all this development, I joined this amazing company that I am now, and I have an amazing team of girls. And I can see first me, of course, I was so shy. I was like, oh my God, I'm nothing. You always self-judge, let's say like that, and
Mhm.
that you're nothing, why you're here, what is your purpose. And all of us, we have purpose. And sometimes it's difficult to get because we don't have the tools in college. Like I go to learn chemistry, amiga, I just get chemistry, organic chemistry, get calculus 1, 2, 3, all these things.
Exactly.
So we don't have this exact class. And I am pretty sure that if we start first learning that, we can conquer anything. Because right now, if somebody tells me, can you do something? And if it's in my purpose, I will say, I will do it, because I
Absolutely.
know I am able to do anything I want. So, amiga, I want to ask you another question. You know that Gigi Factor is the name of my podcast. So my factor is three things. Well, there are many things, but the main is like we have to go all in, because if we have, like, if we find the purpose to help others, we have to go all in, right? We have to learn everything. We have to start looking for opportunities to help you out. So when you help yourself, you can help others. So the second is invest on yourself, just like we talked. If you never read the book, maybe you were stay like that and vibrate in the negative, you know, uh, position, and that's
Mhm.
it. But you change your life because you invested time in reading a book. It's just simple like that. And the third one is do uh, like create the service of greatness, because we came to this world to serve others and to help others, to fuel their fire and start empowering more people. So what will be the Gigi factor in your life?
Well, the GG factor in my life is several. So, on entrance you, we say, we're one people living through different simulations. We define and choose to be our own truths while living in a co-created environment within multidimensional realities, which just basically means that we're all having our different experiences and experiencing consciousness at the same time. And so when we understand that each of us are in a different place and that we don't have to necessarily agree, but we need to learn to coexist and we need to learn to work together, I think it brings a different perspective of everything. Because I think culture is one of the most interesting things, because it's so interesting how one human being can be here, one human being can be across the world, but yet they're totally different and we're still human and we have different beliefs of what truth is and what it means. But there are certain things we can't deny, like universal truths, right? Like love, like caring for another, like compassion, like community. So those are things that if we can unite on a common unity, then we can build that community, right? And so the second thing is surrounding myself by royalty, you know, and I, as powerful as the queens are that surround me, are as powerful as the kings are that surround me. And it was men that really brought me to myself and taught me to be a better woman. Like my mother taught me how to be an amazing woman, but it was men that really like raised me up. And I say that because it wasn't until like one thing I forgot to put in my psychology. So I went through hypnotherapy, and that's kind of like
Okay.
what also began this. But I went to hypnotherapy first, and basically, if people don't know, it's basically getting hypnotized, and my therapist would tell me different things and suggestions to my subconscious mind, basically what
Wow,
I live by.
amiga.
And so I would do those, and he would, we'd solve the problems together and really like help me in the self-development journey. And he would give me the tools and be like, no, 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 don't call me, because you have the tools to do this on your own. And so it was really like me learning from him. And then like as I empowered myself, I noticed that I started attracting men who would also empower me. And so like sometimes it went from like men are nothing, I don't like men, they treat women bad, to like, oh my gosh, I can't choose because they're all great guys. Like, oh my gosh, he's great, they're all amazing, and it's just like all these, like even women, and like you are who you attract. And so if you don't like your current circumstance, you have to figure out what is it inside of me that I keep attracting this kind of behavior. And when you can really look at yourself and reflect, so that's my third thing, is reflection. When you can really look at yourself and reflect about, yourself, then when you learn to read yourself, reading everyone else is easy. One thing that I always say is that, if someone isn't talking to me or reaching out to me or something like in that capacity, I often wonder, why aren't you putting yourself in front of me? And at first I was like, oh, maybe it's me. And then I realized, no, 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 no. Certain people aren't going to put themselves in front of me because they know I can see through them. They know I can see their BS. They know I can, because they know that I know me. And so because I know me, they know I know them. And so then I begin to ask, well, what are you hiding? What is it that you don't want me to find out about you, that you are either A, purposely avoiding me, or B, like you're just not around, but you're around X, Y, and Z, right? And so you kind of learn to like read, like there's a awareness literacy, so to speak. And when you become aware, like then you're able to navigate and move forward. So those are my total
Like
factors.
factor. Oh, I love it, girl. Something that you mentioned there, the like you become who you surround yourself with. And I love the word that you use. I like to surround myself with royalty.
Yeah.
Wow, that was powerful, girl. I love it. I'm gonna start using that. That's amazing because when we and when well we are in an amazing program for leaders, and we say that we are, of course, like if we vibrate in a positive energy, we will attract everything. That's why sometimes, like when I learned that, let's say sometimes somebody comes, talking whatever, and I'm like, no, hold on, this energy, you cannot touch it, so please come back another day because it's, it's not difficult. It's just that to keep a nice energy, you have to start surrounding yourself. And not only that, but also putting yourself in a position that you have to keep your energy, your focus in whatever you want to accomplish. So that was amazing, amiga. That was amazing. So, amiga,
Yes.
last question. So, you know that I'm all about crowns,
Yeah.
and this crown today is for you, baby.
I'm gonna write on top of
Just put it
my
on, baby.
crown.
Put it on.
Yes.
Exactly. So, the crown to me means, of course, to empower, to know that we, like, okay, so let's talk about a little story. When I was in modeling, I won many competitions and crowns and everything, and I learned that we had to keep, still, and that we never have to look down because our crown falls. So
Mm,
that was the thing for me. Okay, I want to win the competition because I want to, like, to have my crown in well placed. But as soon as I started discovering myself, and I like, to empower women, and also, and I said, my crown still is up. So I want to tell all the women today that all of you have
yeah.
crowns that you maybe don't see it right now. But for me, it's my hair, everything that I have in my mind is my crown. So what you have in your crown today? You have negative things, you have positive things. What you have in your crown, because you know that your crown, you put it yourself. If you're putting negative thoughts, if you're talking bad about yourself, then this crown will lead you to anything.
Mhm.
So that was basically, well, some of the concepts that I have about my crown. So I always say we have to keep our crown like well placed, and we have to be focused in not letting the crown fall. So, amiga, since this crown today is yours, what this crown means to you? What?
Oh man, this is an amazing question. The crown for me, it means that I am aligned, It means alignment. It means that I am, in the Apocrypha, there is, which is the book by Prophet Solomon, peace be upon
Okay,
him.
okay, yeah, 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 yes.
And so he refers to wisdom as her, like, and she is the jewel. She is, and it's just she. And I always wonder, why is he referring to wisdom and knowledge as she? And it empowered me as a woman because I'm like, wow, like he had such high regard to the feminine energy
Mhm.
as well as the woman, period, you know? And
Wow,
so, for
amiga.
me, the crown just, it means it's one of those things that sits on your head. Like when we were talking about my scarf,
Yes, yes.
something I can't, I represent, there are people behind me. I can't just come here. I can look like, sure, I wear my sweatshirt and I don't wear makeup on purpose. Why? Because I feel, and this is just me, this is just Khadijah, I feel I'm enough. I don't have anything to make up for. I don't need nothing. All I need is me. And I need to bring me and make sure that every time I come somewhere or every time I walk up in the space, it's the energy. Like we love each other. I don't love you because you're beautiful, Giselle. Well, I do love you because you're beautiful, but your beauty on the outside, it matches your beauty on the inside. And so like, and you're confident. And I see you on Instagram too. You don't think, oh my gosh, I'm not wearing my face. Oh my gosh, I can't get on IG. Like you literally come on plain face and you'll be like, and then we're gonna do this, and you're gonna curl my hair. And to me, that's so empowering because it's telling women like, hey, it's okay to walk around normal. You know what I mean? There's a time and there's a place. And like sometimes I remember getting in a like a debate kind of thing. It was a discussion about, and I was speaking to a man, and he was like, "Yeah, but you should wear makeup because it represents a certain thing." And I was like, "Nah, nope, I'm not doing it because you think like that. That's exactly why I won't do it." And it was like, I just want women to realize they are enough presenting themselves, but in that being enough, there's always room to grow. There's always a bigger crown. There's always a bigger trophy. There's always a bigger anything. And so just expanding yourself and evolving. That's what the crown means to me.
I love it. Somebody's asking, Khadija, are you from United States?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. You know what? I get that question so often. I was actually talking to my mom about that. And
Really?
I was like, in America, it's so interesting because I get that question all the time. And they're like I remember I did a speech and they were like, wow, DJ, you speak good English. And I'm like, I'm like, I
Really?
hope so, But yes, I am from the US, but I know that, being going to China, I met a lot of my African brothers and sisters, and I became more in touch with the culture that was essentially like taken, you know what I mean, through
Exactly.
historical stuff. And so I embraced this like more like African side. So a lot of people, including, my brothers and sisters here, they'd be like, wait, where are you from? And they're like, you look like you're from East Africa, or you look like you're from like Ethiopia, or like, that area. And I'm like, no, well, maybe. I don't know. But
Exactly.
as far as I know is I'm from
I'm
I'm
from
from
Virginia.
here, and yeah.
No, but that's amazing, amiga, because now there is this test, I think, that they tell you like all the parts that you are
Yeah.
from, and it's nice to know this, like the how you say this, amiga, like the past or
The
the
genealogy.
background, exactly.
Yeah.
This is awesome. And yeah, definitely you embrace, like the culture with your, of course, your scarf and all these things, and how you talk. And it's amazing how you are bringing different cultures, cultures to not help, no, I don't want to say help, but to unite everybody, because we are, like I always say, we are in this world together to do big things. And if we
Absolutely.
keep, if we keep, like, I remember working, in the restaurant, mostly the restaurant, like we had to really fight for tables and things like that. And it was like, I don't know, I think, wow, like we really have to live in a world that is fast, and we have to, like, whoever wins, and it is crazy. But as learning this, like, because it's not too long ago, it just that I started developing myself and helping others develop. And I saw that I had that, let's say, talent or gift, right,
Yes.
to
Yes.
help others and say, hey, look, you're not missing anything, you're complete, you are not, because some people, they say, oh no, because Khadija talks amazing. No, this is her, she's
Right.
successful because Khadija is nice, she has amazing personality. No, we all have amazing personalities, we all have our crowns, we all have the power to do anything that we want in this world. Because if we seek for big opportunities, guess what, the opportunities are going to seek you. But
Exactly.
if we start thinking, oh no, maybe I don't deserve this, maybe I don't deserve that, guess what, you're not gonna attract anything. And that's why we come to this podcast, to her podcast, that I want all of you to go to her podcast. That is amazing. And you can see that so many people that we are being surrounded with are people that with the same purpose to help others. And that's why we are always in a good energy. Of course, we are very disciplined because we are being trained to be
Yeah.
very disciplined, to have our morning routines and everything. And and it's awesome how we, nobody's telling us, oh, you have to do this. No, you're doing it because you love, you have passion for this.
Yes.
And amiga, I'm so happy, to be honest, to be with you here
I'm so
today.
excited to be here
And
too.
yes, and I want you for the last thing to say something beautiful in this day, because it's our day, our women day, our women empowerment. And I want you to say to all these women that are maybe depressed, that maybe they don't feel that they're the right woman, or they're having, like anything, like maybe they have done something wrong, or somebody has been doing something wrong to them, and they're just inside, sad. What can you say to all these women, amiga?
This is what I have to say to the women. First of all, today is all of our birthdays. So shout out to the women. It is International Women's Day. And When you begin to embrace yourself, the world has no choice but to embrace you. When you are able to be in a place where you're able to control your attitude, and that includes your feelings, your mood, how you act, right? And the world is nothing without us. There is no life, as far as I'm concerned, besides Prophet Adam, or who you would call Adam, right? There's no life that was brought here to this earth besides him that has not come through a woman. Every single person has come through us. We are the vessel of life. We carry those children for 9 months and then we raise them. 75% of what we are raised by is by our mothers. Okay. And even if, let's say, there's single fathers out there, right? But that cultivation period of who we are, everything, our feelings, it all goes to that child. It all goes to our womb. Our womb is the most important sacred space that we have. We are literally incubators of life. And when a woman realizes her power, when a woman realizes who she is and what she is and whose she is, when you know that you are the highest form of creation, you are God. You are the highest form of creation on this planet. And not just that, I don't know about your religion or anybody else's, but in mine, we believe that the heavens rest at the woman's feet. You can't get into heaven unless your mama say that you can. We are favored 3 times before the man is because of the life that we bring into this earth. Our emotions, energy and motion, our emotions are a gift to us to be able to navigate in and out. We are respected, sister. If you feel like you don't deserve to be here, if you feel like you're too miserable and you're crying or you're not worthy, I suggest you look in that mirror and find something beautiful about yourself. And if you cannot, I want you to borrow a compliment. I want you to borrow a smile. I want you to borrow. When the last time someone loved you, who loved you the most in your life? And maybe they're not here today. Maybe they're not able to stand next to you. Maybe they're not able to hold your hand through this. Maybe you're mourning a death. Maybe they're sick and they're not able to do the same things, but they loved you. And hold on to that love. Hold on to that belief that they had in you so you can be who you need to be. Because guess what? You are a gift to this world. And by you holding yourself back, you are holding yourself back from the other people that need you. And right now, you need someone else. So allow that something to come into your life to help you. It is okay to get help. I know we have a lot of women that think, oh, I need to be independent. Oh, no. Reach for help, even if it's to another sister. Reach out for help. We are here. We are waiting for you. We are waiting to give you our hand. Reach out, watch empowering things, watch what you listen to. Don't allow just any music, any person to just come up in your ear. No, sister, you are too valuable. If anybody is calling you a bitch, ooh, excuse my language. If anyone is calling you those kind of things, you don't need to be around that. You don't need to be around that. If they're not referring to you as a queen, if they're not referring to you as sister, if they're not referring to you as your name, your respectable name, and they're referring you as derogatory names, you need to get out of that environment. You are not surrounded by kings. You are surrounded by jesters. You are surrounded by jokers. Those are jokers. You need to surround yourself by kings. And in order to do that, you need to hold your crown high. Because guess what? When you're around a queen and your crown tilts, she gonna come over and fix it for you and tilt it back up. When you're around a king and your crown tips, he's gonna come over there and help you fix it, or he's gonna send you over to another queen that can help you fix it. So always surround yourself by people you look up to, because guess what? They look up to you too. So that's my piece.
Wow, I love it, amiga. You are amazing, girl. Oh my God, I love that fire. No, this is awesome. Yeah, it's true what you're saying, girl. And yes, always ask for help. In the Bible say, ask and it shall be given to you. So we always have to ask. We forget to ask. I remember asking, God help me to find a job where I can be with my kids. Guess what? Now I have a job, amazing team of girls, and I'm working with my kids and everything. So it's like you have to ask, and don't let's not be impatient. Like, oh my God, but I asked God last night and nothing has happened.
Right.
Trust the process. This is a process. But if you trust it and if you understand that, trust me that you will conquer anything. And of course, we'll be here. Khadija will be here. Me will be here. We all will be here for you guys to reach for help. To be honest, amiga. And another thing is like where they can find you. What is your social media?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you all can find me at my name, Khadijah Tou Tou. If you just type that into Facebook, even the same thing on Instagram, it's at Khadijah Tou Tou with, of course, no spaces. So it's the same spelling. And you can also follow my Facebook page on Intrance U, which is IN space TRANCE space, and then just the letter U. And let's see. Yeah, most everything is Khadijah Tou Tou. You can go to khadijahtoto.com to learn more, or you can go to intranceu.com to learn more as well. But yeah, those are my social media pages. So, catch us on a show, catch us on a time. We're more than welcome, to have you. And if you have your own story, we're always looking for stories. We don't judge. So come and join the crew. It's the royalty crew. So come on in.
We have the royalty crew. I love
Yeah.
that. Yes, amiga. So I really want to thank you. Oh, yes. Wait, hold on, because we forgot to. Yeah, yeah. You have to show us that, because girl, you were. Look at this woman. She was a queen of her high school. And in high school and college, not only that. So show us your trophy, girl, and tell us how you felt when you won that. Oh my
Okay, so I just happened to be, like going through some old stuff, and I was telling you, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I had this. And basically, you know how, like, also in the, like, speaking of the Bible, you know how it says you put childish things away once you become basically an adult, you put childish things away. So I had these things away because I was like, that was a different part of my life, So anyways, so this is the staff. That was when I was the queen in high school, and this was like I found it in my old stuff. Then the next thing is like this was actually the trophy that I won in college from being the queen in the pageant. So those are things that really helped me realize, like, be confident, be you, and you gonna win every single time, no matter if you this size or if you this size. Whoever has the best water inside wins.
I love it. No, definitely. I love that. Yes, you're right. When you have confidence, that's why today I always I keep saying, believe in you, believe in the power that God has given to all of you, please. Because like you have everything, all the qualities, everything to conquer anything you want. You just have to believe in you, find the right opportunity. And if you know the right opportunity, then reach to us, because we have so many opportunities for you to grow your audience, or just do anything, maybe give you some tips, or how we are being, like becoming a powerful voice for a lot of people. So amiga, I want to thank you so much for being in my show today, and I love you so much. Mwah, my
Mwah.
queen, this is yours today, and
Oh,
everything
thank you so much.
right here.
Go. Did I say that right? Hasta luego.
Hasta luego, hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista,
Ciao.
baby.